Welcome to the Elite Dangerous Universe, Commander. My name is Drew Wager, one of the official authors who contributed to the narrative of the game. If you want a guide to the lore, you've come to the right place. This is the lore of the club. The widespread reach of humanity in the 34th century has provided ample opportunity for the existence of many organizations, some with clearly defined intentions and others less so. The club, though that is almost certainly not the name by which members of this particular organization refer to themselves, is one of the most secretive, rivaling in both scope and ambition that other most famous shadowy cabal that may or may not exist, the Dark Wheel. Evidence of the club's activities has been brought into the limelight in the recent past, however, something it appears caused members some notable distress. Publicity is not the raison d'etre of such organizations. Their power is derived from secrecy and influence. As such, their existence is an indisputable fact, which is not something that can be said of the Dark Wheel. Where the two organizations differ is in their ultimate purposes. Whilst the Dark Wheel exists to seek out mysteries in the cosmos and either determine or guard the location of the equally ephemeral Raxler, the club's intentions are rather more specific. Their purpose seems to be to ensure that humanity continues to exist, at any cost, by influencing the course of current affairs, or by staging disasters and political crises in order to shift economic output or even system allegiances to support their aims. They appear to operate at the level above the echelons of the Federation, the Empire and the Alliance, making them immune to the vagaries of interstellar law and effectively ungoverned other than by their own rules. They could be described as being the governing body of the combined military-industrial complex of humanity. Their origins are unclear, as is how long they have been operating. It is speculated that they've been around for many decades and quite likely centuries, approaching powerful individuals to join their ranks and passing responsibility for various areas of governance down through the passing years. It is believed they originated as a group of elite combateers in much the same way as the Dark Wheel itself, but used their knowledge to extend their influence over time until they became powerful enough to dominate galactic affairs. The members of the club have never revealed their identities, but they are suspected of being composed of notable individuals who are well known, at least in some cases, by the general populace. Within the club, they have only designations, which are tied to a particular area of responsibility, and these are infrastructure, finance, exo, personnel, and society. These 5 posts are considered equal, with no overall leader having a deciding vote in any decisions. From some leaked communication releases, it is known that those holding the roles of infrastructure, exo, and society are currently male, with finance and personnel being female. Their reach is extended by association with powerful entities across human-controlled space. They are known to be able to influence the superpowers, the engineers, and the Pilots Federation, and their reach can be inferred in the oddly timed dissolution of treaties, the introduction of particular types of technology, notably anti-xeno weapons and advanced hyperspace tech, and their ability to suppress knowledge when they deem it necessary to do so. They are also suspected of having ties into major organizations such as the Sirius Corporation and Core Dynamics. They have been tangentially connected to major galactic events, including the introduction of the frameshift drive in 3297, the disappearance of many explorers, the sudden influence and rapid rise of the engineers, the sellout of the Metadrive Corporation, the dissolution of the Strategic Arms Limitation Directive known as the London Treaty, and the Starship One disaster, which was referenced in our episode on the life and times of Jasmina Halsey. They came close to complete exposure in 3303 when one of their plans, known as Project Dynasty, was revealed by the efforts of independent pilots. This will be explained fully in a subsequent episode of Lore, but suffice to say it was a grand multi-layered scheme aimed at ensuring humanity continued to exist, regardless of the outcome of what was considered to be a potentially apocalyptic war with the Thargoids. Unfortunately, Further revelations were forestalled by the untimely death of the individual who may have had further knowledge of their activities. The club has also used independent pilots, unwittingly, to further its aims. They have been the driving force behind many community goals, taking advantage of the need for cash in order to gain materials or adjust minor faction powers whilst also collecting vast reserves of data via the Universal Cartographics Organization. It is believed that the CQC Championship was created in order to identify and promote the best combat pilots within the Pilots Federation. It was also surmised that they deliberately led the Canon Interstellar Research Group into devoting its time to studying the ruins of the Guardian civilization in order to prevent them analysing the Pleiades sector, and thus the imminent encounters with the Thargoids, for as long as was practically possible. Their plans operate across timescales beyond human lifespans, and they are the ultimate manifestation of the philosophy, the means justifies the ends. They have been directly responsible for the deaths of millions of individuals, who they would doubtless claim had been sacrificed for the good of humanity at large. They appear to have no qualms about this approach. As far as anyone knows, with their veil of secrecy still intact, they continue to operate behind the scenes and remain actively determining the future of humanity by the nefarious influence.